Make out in the barbecue. Look at our peacock. Hi, buddy. Wow. You're okay. He was on the roof. We'll see. Beautiful. Beautiful. He's not even worried about me. I won't hurt you, buddy. Look at that train. All right. I'm walking around the block. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, the peacock. That's so killer. Look at that thing. Well, he's gonna go across the street again. Go to my neighbor's house. All the peacocks go over. Look. Got a homeless person walking up the street. Got the boat ready to go out. Got the nice Corvette. And look at the peacock. Wow. There's some birds up in there. Who's that? Down the street. Oh, there goes the peacock. The Partridge Family. Come along, there's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. There's my Crown Vic. We're cruising. Stalker. Get out of here, stalker. This is make on barbecue. I can't believe I came to my house. And there's one over here. There's another one. He's going in the backyard. He's going in the backyard. Rock and roll. Let's go. Let's go in the backyard. Let's go in the backyard.
Under the bridge, I didn't see anything, haven't heard anything about a spike strip attempt, but
Memorial
we'll see if
Day.
anything like that happened. But yeah, it's always a fun
Freeway
thing.
chase
Are
again.
they trying to buy brownie points or something by using their
8
turn
o'clock
signal
at night.
and thinking, I don't know, that's going to
This is great.
get them off more lenient, you know, once they're in handcuffs. It's always kind of a funny thing.
Des, really quick, I'm sorry, we just heard
the one
on
thing that you need to be doing.
Sorry, Des, I just wanted to tell you, we heard on the radio that was a spike strip attempt, and there was a successful spike.
Oh,
And
they got a spike strip.
one.
All right, there you go.
That you talked about a one.
They
earlier
tried one at the 91 that didn't. I don't think they got it set up in time, but it sounds like this one they did. And
I love
just hearing
freeway
the engineer on our
chases.
desk was just telling me, sounds like they got a good spike.
And it looks like they're in a pretty good position too. As you can see, they're on the right
They're in
side
a good position.
of the freeway. And we often talk about when the CHP has to pull those out, they're like accordions. And when
They
they
pull
them
it out
the spike
at a
strips,
good position.
They throw them out into the roadway, and then they have to pull it back. As
They pull it
after
back
the
and put it in
car
a good
goes over
position.
them. So they have to be positioned in an area where they do believe that car is going to run over them. So as soon as they see some sort of pattern, which in this case, a very opportune moment there, as they're not going very fast at freeway speeds,
Because
obviously,
barbecue.
and they were on the right side,
Monday night,
way
8
right
o'clock.
side, so they were able to use that, those two opportunities, and do a successful spike strip. But we'll see if
There's
those
like,
effects happen anytime
15
soon. But as
cops
you say, you know, it's
chasing
like a
this guy.
straw being inserted
At like
and pumped
50 miles
into
an
that
hour.
tire. The air's going to come out very slowly, not fast.
But Susie, you talking about that opportune time and the opportune place right there on the right, Mike. We didn't even see it until after the truck is not going fast.
Yeah.
We didn't even see it until after.
Yeah, and that's the goal. You know, they want to try to be out of the way not only for their safety, but
Exactly.
to surprise the suspect so that they don't see them doing it.
Yeah, definitely. These speeds are what is giving them that opportunity to do so. And oftentimes, as Desmond knows very well, we see them, these
Rock and roll.
officers, do this.
Yeah, and you
That
can see
tire
that it was successful. Looks like it's the
is-
front passenger
is
side that
flat.
they got hit. Maybe
The
both
rear
of
looks
the
like it, too.
passenger side, but the front
And the rear tire is
they
flat,
both look like
too.
they're pretty low, so it looks like they are slowly deflating.
And they're still going.
And this was really a perfect just situation for CHP to run out there with the spikes, because they're not driving super crazy, but pretty much at a very consistent speed.
Pretty soon the
We're coming
rims,
back over
the
towards
rubber's
other
gonna
side
fall
here
off,
as we have,
and he's
a little
going to
bit
start
of officer
sparking
there.
them,
Jeff, thank you.
driving on the rims.
So, they've been kind of in the right lane the whole time, and now
But
getting
looks
off
like
the
it's
freeway,
done.
the tires are really starting to struggle here. So we'll see where we end up as we get off that Beach Boulevard, one of the busiest boulevards
Here we go.
here in Orange County. There's definitely some traffic out there. We're off the off-ramp.
Beach
and
Boulevard.
Maybe the riding is on
I
the wall
used
for
to
the
live-
suspect
I
now.
used to
They've got to be feeling that their tires
cruise
are
to the
flat. We'll see how
beach
far
on
they
Beach
want to take
Boulevard.
this. As we know, just because the
For
tires are flat
years.
does not mean this is necessarily the end.
Huntington
And,
Beach.
especially with these trucks. I mean, but we are slowing down to a crawl. Almost off.
He's
going
gonna
to
give up.
And almost off of the road.
We've kept hearing multiple. We heard at 1.3,
Maybe
so
3.
we'll have to see how many end up getting out. It is a little bit. I think that back window might be a little bit dark, and it's unclear how many. What the witness saw, how many people they said. But LAPD was concerned enough that there were multiple
See how many
people in
cops
here
there
that
are.
during their pursuit. They asked for additional units for post-pursuit tactics, is what they call it. Just to have enough officers to deal with all the people that could potentially be inside.
And then I wonder at that point if they knew that they were not armed.
Yeah, I mean, again, we didn't get a clear answer on that from LAPD when they were chasing it.
Yeah.
Clearly, they knew that because they were able to relay that information over to the
At that point.
CHP.
Look at
So, yeah, I mean, that was the good news because it gives them a little bit more opportunities. As soon as we start seeing suspects,
Memorial Day.
all of a sudden we see them not wanting to
Going
do
to jail.
maneuvers, not wanting to do the
Sure.
spike strips because you don't want to put officers in that situation. But the good news is the driver door looks like it's open now, right, Des?
Yep, doors opening. There's definitely been some chatter here from this suspect towards the officers while they, no doubt call out and just tell them to come out and comply. But it looks like he definitely had a mouthful there for the officers.
Take that.
Still continuing to talk. Might be shirtless. I don't know. Or I thought maybe they were wearing a tank top. We're going to find out here momentarily. But both hands out the window. That is the good news as we maneuver around a little bit here. We'll see if there is anyone else in this vehicle because it's not looking like it from what I'm seeing. Can't see into the rear seats too well.
Freeway
yet,
chase.
But
Memorial Day,
well,
Monday.
they got their hands out, but they're definitely not following all the directions quite yet.
Yeah, so it looks like the CHP
I'm glad that
officers
the
have their
freeway
guns drawn
is
and
still going
trained
fine.
at this person right now as they are giving those orders for the person to put their hands up and slowly walk backwards towards them after they toss their keys out of the window.
Yeah.
It looks like they are cooperating so far, although I don't know where they are in their instructions. But as Desmond was talking about, we're wondering if anyone else is inside this car, inside the cab of this truck possibly. We had heard that maybe up to 3 people are in this car, but that information was kind of go back and forth, so we have not been able to confirm that. What we do know is that this all started with some sort of altercation in an alleyway, as a witness was telling police. 2 people, or at least the person who was doing the carjacking, alleged carjacking, and the person who was the victim of the carjacking, got into some sort of altercation. The car was taken by force, not by someone being armed. That's what we know so far. This person is not armed as far as we know. And it looks like they are still putting their hands out according to those orders. We'll see what happens, though, as they make their way to the officers here in just a minute.
And, sorry, Chauncey, the longer the guy doesn't get out of the car, the longer or the more it makes you wonder, is this going to be a situation where they refuse to get out of the car? Because certainly by now, there are enough CHP there in place. They have told him to get out of the car. So we're at a point now where if he's not gotten out of the car, it's most likely because he is choosing not to.
And it's very interesting because I've only seen one person in the truck or make any maneuvers or gestures inside this truck. But another interesting point that we talked about earlier is this person, this witness who watched this alleged carjacking go down and called 911 and was on the phone with police. But not only that, named this alleged carjacking suspect who we're just waiting on now as police are giving him those orders.
And really quick, you guys, while we wait on that, I did clip some of the video from the spike strip that I want to show you here, where you see the car come under the freeway, and then the CHP officers got that set of spike strips right there. I think we're going to look at that video here in just a second, but it right under the bridge of the freeway, and it did see like the front right and rear right tires are what rolled over that spike strip, which is ultimately what thankfully was able to bring it to an end. And with this guy didn't, continuously drive on the rims. And I think we're working on that video still, but we'll get it when we have it. But it was just right there under the rims.
Just amazing precision. And as we were talking about the opportune moment for CHP officers to do so, because on the freeway, we don't see that happen often because of freeway speeds. But in this case, this driver was not driving that very fast.
Right.
I mean, really.
And because, when they're going slower, it actually gives them a better opportunity to avoid it. Here's the video on the right side of your screen, and you'll see the spike right there. That's where he was able to kind of roll right over it, and how quickly they pulled it away. They very, very quickly were able to pull it away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and again, 9 times out of 10, when the driver's going this slow, they see it and swerve. But it goes back to what Desmond was talking about. Is this person even trying to get away? What's their kind of motivation, especially now that they're not even getting out of the car?
And maybe it was too late. Even if they were driving very slowly, the CHP officer was hidden pretty well, as you see on the right side of your screen, just underneath that overpass. And
He ran right over.
By the time they got there, maybe they didn't have that opportunity to swerve or get out of the way, or maybe they didn't think to do so. But it looks like those spike strips, as Mike was talking about, did bring this to an end, at least the pursuit portion of it. And now comes the part where we're waiting for the suspect to get out of the car. They have probably heard these orders multiple times by now, but it looks like they do have their hands up, but that's it at this point.
Desmond, and it looks like that this suspect has also made some maneuvers more to get out of this truck, and this hand wave that he keeps doing, and it looks like he's also talking back to those officers behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what the holdup here is. There's really no excuse unless there's some kind of language barrier or something like that. But they're kind of moving like at the speed of a tree sloth right now. I mean, it's very simple to just get out and walk backwards, put your shirt up so we can see that there's nothing in your waistband, and get in the handcuffs. I mean, the longer we draw this out, the longer that this suspect is risking getting pelted by pepper balls or something like that, and they're almost certainly going to be in handcuffs one way or another. So it's really just kind of drawing this out for no reason. We've had the hands up the entire time. Looking back, talking at the officers, just, I don't know what they're waiting for, but if he thinks that he can say something, some kind of magic word that's going to make them all disappear or something.
We're going to get that sunshine, gusty winds for some. And this week is going to feel slightly warmer compared to what we were dealing with last week. Okay, I know it's only Monday. Let's take a look at next weekend already. And it's going to be a really pretty weekend. We are still dealing with the gray in the morning. And at this point, it's going to turn to June gloom. It'll be our first official weekend of June. But we're hovering in the low to mid 70s, temperatures that are pretty close to normal for us. And then we'll get sunshine in the afternoon. Okay, May gray still here until the end of this week. Every day we're going to just different variations of those clouds. So waking up first thing tomorrow morning, beaches into downtown Los Angeles and into our valleys. But those clouds, they kind of peel away late morning, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. Some of those high clouds out there, so it might be a bit hazy. And then we do it again Wednesday morning, 7:15, and you can see those clouds ranging from the beaches into the basin right there towards the valleys, and then they clear out late morning. This is 11:30. We get the sunshine, and then again we're going to do it on Thursday. So we're kind of in this pattern with also temperatures that are a little bit more mild. So tomorrow, a day that feels very similar to today. And we're going to see a bigger warm up the farther inland you are. So we're flirting with the 90s again in the high deserts, low to mid 80s in the Inland Empire. We're back to 73 in downtown Los Angeles, 70 in Santa Ana, mid 60s in Laguna Beach. So beaches are going to hover in those 60s. Morning clouds. LA, Orange County, we will kind of put this on pause, low to mid 70s, and we'll see different variations of these clouds each and every day. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
What's very latest? It seemed like this alleged carjacking suspect has been taken into custody. Des.
Yes, Chauncey and Susie, it is officially over here. We have the code 4 all clear. Here is the suspect on the back of the vehicle. CHP, kudos to them. If they have any kind of relative certainty that this suspect is not armed and dangerous, they will eventually just approach the vehicle and yank them out. And that is exactly what they did. A small cadre of them walked up with a ballistic shield and their weapons, and they just came up and yanked him out. It almost kind of looked like that's what he was waiting for. He was waiting for them to come and get him physically out of the car. And so they did just that. There was no further resistance, maybe a little bit here as he's up against the vehicle, kind of writhing a little bit. I'm sure plenty of words being exchanged, but that was indeed the only suspect that was in the car. They are now in jail, and hopefully we will see lanes of the southbound 405 Beach Boulevard off-ramp reopen soon. Chauncey and Susie.
Rock and roll.
Yes, thank you.
Tonight, police not reporting any leads in the shooting death of actor Johnny Wachter.
The LAPD says Wachter was killed early Saturday while confronting thieves in downtown LA.
As KCAL's Jasmine Veal reports tonight, his friends and loved ones just want his killer caught.
If you're the person who did this, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but you shot the wrong guy.
An emotional message posted to social media Monday by Johnny Wachter's friend and former fiancée, Tessa Farrell, days after the 37-year-old soap opera actor was shot and killed by 3 men who, according to police, were trying to steal his catalytic converter in downtown LA.
This guy was a rising star and such a bright soul to this world. We can't keep losing things like this because people are afraid to stand up and do what's right. And Johnny stood up and did what's right.
Only pieces of crime tape remained at the scene Monday near 12th and Hope Street. Farrell says Wachter was walking to his car with a co-worker after his bartending shift early Saturday morning when he confronted the suspect.
I worked right
She says
by
he was
there,
shot
man.
in the chest as the gunman took off. Wachter later died at the hospital. Those living on this block are calling for change, like more law enforcement patrols.
Poor guy, he passed away, just because he was taking care of his own property.
You come here, 12 in the night or whatever, there's never any police here.
You can see the nightclub inside of that building where Johnny worked is just about 2 blocks from where he was shot and killed here On this sidewalk, the LAPD said they still do not have a good description of those suspects who shot him or even the vehicle that they took off in.
It's sad.
Angel, who has lived down here for a few years, says she sees cars broken into all the time on this nearly deserted block near 12th and Hope.
I feel like broken glass sometimes.
Edgar Perez and Brian Lopez grew up here, and they say crime has gotten worse.
Just even walking down the street sometimes, you gotta watch your back.
The best advice I can give to anybody out here is like, if you see something, just ignore it.
But loved ones say Wachter always stood up for what is right and will be remembered for being a moral example to everyone who knew him. In downtown LA, Jasmine, VLK Cal News.
And his Soap family also remembering their colleague.
Just for a
Posting on
catalytic
Instagram
converter.
today, the entire General Hospital family is
He got shot
heartbroken to
to
hear
death.
of Johnny Wachter's untimely passing. He was truly one of a kind and a pleasure to work with each and every
Unreal.
day.
Well, tonight investigators
So
are looking
sad.
for the suspect accused of lighting several cars on fire here in Chinatown. As many as 5 cars were damaged. You can see the torched vehicles parked here along the street. It happened over the weekend on Bunker Hill Avenue and Bartlett Street. Police tell us an arson investigation is now underway.
A Memorial Day scare in the ocean off San Clemente. Lifeguards kicked everyone out of the water after a shark bumped a surfer's board. KCAL's Orange County reporter Michelle Geely with the latest tonight.
The red flag is flying at the beach at T Street in San Clemente, warning people to stay out of the water. A quarter-mile to the north, signs are posted at the San Clemente Pier about the closure after lifeguards say a shark displayed aggressive behavior Sunday night.
He reported that a surfer was bumped off his board while sitting out at T Street, and further investigation, we determined that the likelihood of it was a shark, and we proceeded to close the water for 24
was a
hours.
shark.
This picture of the
Who'd
surfboard
guess?
shows 2 dings near the nose of the board.
Oh my
After
God.
consulting with the Shark Lab at Long Beach State, local lifeguards say the shark was likely a juvenile great white. There were
Great
no
white
injuries
shark.
to the surfer, but a surf camera
Jaws.
at T Street shows the man being tipped off his board.
It was dusk, but the surf was still good, and the surfer felt an impact on the board and immediately went under, and you can see that on some of the video that's on Surfline. And at that point,
You never
other
go in the
surfers
water
reported it to our marine safety
in the
folks,
early
and
morning
they started
or at
looking
dusk.
into it, and they found and put all the pieces together. And again, we have an incredible tradition of lifeguarding in San Clemente. We have a safety record that's unparalleled.
This man from LA County found out about the closure when he got to the pier.
I mean, if there's enough lifeguards, there shouldn't be closed. I mean, we're not going to go all the way out there swimming either, you know what I mean? But if there is a shark sighting, I'd be real careful.
Lifeguards say there have been no other sightings today.
Michelle
8
Gilly.
years ago, a swimmer at Corona del Mar State Beach was bit badly by a great white shark. Coincidentally, that was Memorial Day weekend as well.
Wow.
In San Clemente, Michelle Geely, KCAL News.
Michelle, thanks. Well, straight ahead here at 8, there's been a lot of focus lately on mental health.
Yeah, but there's an eyebrow-raising question being asked. Are mental health disorders transmissible? We'll explain.
Wow, everybody gets attacked by sharks on
I'm Jimmy. You get smart
Memorial
this
Day.
morning. Some retailers are lowering their prices after profits drop because consumers are fed up.
Freeway chases, murder, downtown LA. Chinatown, I go there all the time. Philippe's, New Orleans restaurant, Chinese food. All the cars on the block are set on fire. Murder of an actor, downtown LA, 12th Street and Hill. Great white sharks are attacking people at the ocean on Memorial Day, just like last year. People are out there swimming on Memorial Day. Well, there's sharks out there. A great white shark. But it's a baby. Unbelievable. I'm at home making fried chicken, barbecue chicken, kicking back. Everybody have a great Memorial Day. Well, it's 8:30 at night. What a great day it was. Saying prayers to the actor from General Hospital. He got off work at 3 a.m. Came out to his car, and there was 3 guys underneath his car, wrestling with his car, trying to steal his catalytic converter. He went up to them, said, "Hey, man, that's my car. What are you doing?" They got up and shot him right in the chest. They killed him for nothing. For a catalytic converter. He's dead. Unreal. Because barbecue. Kissy face. Love you all. The contest is still going on. Look at my high cheekbones. It's my great-grandmother. She's an American Indian. Grandma Retta. Cheers, everybody. Kukumaluku. Bye.
And you have to have that here because this road is...
10 minutes later, a new chase.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we see it here and there's just too many cars.
There's another chase.
I would be kind of surprised. When he had that open, that 2-lane street or
Memorial Day
street,
weekend.
That was a better opportunity, and he definitely tried and definitely wanted to.
Wow.
But yeah, you have the pit train deputies because not that long ago,
This is
the sheriff's
great.
department actually by policy was forbidden from doing pit maneuvers at all, period.
They brought it in when Sheriff Alex Villanueva took over again.
Right.
Before that, they weren't doing them.
Right, he reversed that policy, and then they started training deputies up on how to do the pit maneuvers, and so now they have.
Man, this
pit
video is
trained
going to be
deputies
long.
to be able to come in and do these, which again, a maneuver that the sheriff's department has only been doing really.
This can
I guess,
go
for
all
the
night.
last 3 or 4 years, maybe, Susie?
And I believe only some of the cars actually
Right.
have the front rim, or what do you
The
call
push
that?
bars.
The push
Yeah,
bars
so it's interesting.
to actually do that.
Most LAPD cars don't have push bars, and they'll still do pit maneuvers.
Correct.
But LASD does have the push bars on the front of theirs.
So, Mike, what we'll see.
So,
what we saw
the
tonight
sheriff
is that
department,
a trained officer go by.
They
and
have
say, hey,
push bars on their cars.
So they'll get in position. They'll take over as the primary deputy.
So they can
that is
push
in
and do
pursuit
pit
here.
maneuver
you
on
always
the-
have a
on
primary,
that
secondary,
car, on the
third,
truck.
or fourth, however many they want in the pursuit. And generally, that doesn't change unless there's an issue with a car or they switch jurisdictions or something like that. But the fact that we saw the sheriff's deputy come up and take that lead role, and the way he's been right at the tail of the car, would lead me to believe that this is the pit train deputy, and they're just waiting for their opportunity.
Yeah, but as we've been talking about and hearing,
Don't mess
and
with the sheriff.
seeing many things being thrown out of the car, we have confirmed that methamphetamine drugs have been thrown out of this car. And this car, the original one, is reckless
Meth.
DUI. So
They're
right
throwing
now,
drugs out of the
you
car.
wouldn't think that that is the actual want. This person driving so slowly now, slower than we've ever seen, actually, throughout this course of this pursuit. But really, them going this slowly,
Let's get on the
definitely not
freeway.
giving officers or deputies any opportunities to do that pit maneuver as they were planning to do. At least it looked like it many times throughout this course, the course of this pursuit. But it looks like they're parking now.
Yeah, I was about to ask
An
that. Is
apartment
this a
complex or
parking lot?
something, or a park?
Yeah, and look at that, just like that. We're out. Something else, something else falling out there, looks like, and we've got the hands up like they're gonna surrender. So 2 slow speed pursuits, not too far away from each other. One a carjacking suspect, another a reckless DUI was the suspicion here, and looks like they just kind of wanted to buy some time. Throw some stuff out the window, which the police were privy to, or the deputies, I should say, and the door's open. We saw hands briefly. Let's see if this suspect comes out more quickly than that last suspect does.
Yeah, it looks like that door opened right away, just as soon as they stopped. Maybe they thought about maybe making a run for it, but soon learned that the officers or the deputies were right behind them. But it looks like they are staying in the car for now, as the deputies are no doubt giving the orders out to put their hands up and walk slowly towards them, walking backwards, and then showing their waistband as well to make sure that they're not armed. But it looks like so far they're staying in that car.
This is almost like deja vu, Mike. I was going to ask Desmond, what is this place? We know it's a parking lot. Is this is it a complex? I see a lot of cars there. Is it a complex? Is this a church? What is this place?
Apartment complex.
Yeah, it looks like a just an apartment complex. Maybe that's like the community common room or something like that. Is what that appears to be. So not a commercial area or anything like that. Sometimes we see the suspects get out.
Come on.
We saw somebody try to run into John Wayne.
Put your hands up.
That didn't work out. But this one here, again, it it looked like not a very serious attempt to get away. And now we are out of the vehicle. So already doing a better job than that last suspect.
Get on your knees, cross your feet.
Here shortly, guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
Lay
guys.
down
We're gonna
flat.
Keep an eye on this. Looks like this suspect
Raise your shirt
going
up.
to be surrendering to police, and we'll bring you the very latest if something else happens.
All
Back
right,
up.
Danny Roberti back now with a check of that forecast. Danny.
Oh, yes, you guys, the May gray is not going anywhere, but we are going to get more sunshine in the afternoon. So we have some pretty days ahead of us as we are gearing up for a new week. Here's a look at our May gray calendar, you guys.
Well, Peacocks barbecue. It's been a busy day. Memorial Day, 2024. I've done a lot. I would clean the house outside. I would cut down lemon trees. Took the trash in and out. Watched freeway chases. An actor got murdered. All the cars in Chinatown are burned up on the street. It's only 9 o'clock. All this has happened in the last 4 or 5 hours. I made great chicken for Laura. I got that video already. I made a Pioneer chicken, fried chicken yesterday. I made Huli chicken for Laura today. Barbecue. Freeway chase. Every day in LA. Every day in LA, we got a freeway chase. Driving on the freeway. Not a great place to try to get away from the cops. EVH overdrive. Amp in a box. You gotta have this. If you want a guitar, you gotta get this. The battery goes there. Look, I even bled to death doing yard work with the lemon tree, all the thorns and the branches and cutting and everything with Sawzall. I'm getting cut up and scratched and bruised. Pepper scratched me on the face with his claws from his paws. I sniffled, I sneezed, and Pepper comes, oh, what's wrong, what's wrong? He came up to my face and went, he got me right on the cheek. Right there. Little Pepper. And then I put some food on the counter in the kitchen. Little chicken and macaroni salad for Laura. And 2 minutes later, Laura goes, did you put food up there? I go, yeah. Pepper got up on the counter and ate all the food off the plate. Bad doggy. He scratched me. We're going to go cuddle. All right, everybody. Love you all. Peacocks Barbecue. This is a crazy Memorial Day I'm glad I'm not on the freeway or in the ocean with the great white sharks. I didn't feel like going surfing today on Memorial Day. The water's still cold. I'm going to wait till September and go in the ocean in Maui with the tiger sharks. But I won't go in the morning, and I won't go after sunset either. That's when the sharks come out. I did it before, and the people said, "You're crazy, get back in there." I went swimming like 50 yards out, kind of like at 7 o'clock at night, you know, in the deep ocean. I went swimming. They go, "That's when the sharks are there." They got great whites, but in Hawaii, they have tiger sharks. Tiger sharks are way more deadly than a great white shark. Great whites are kind of docile. Like, they're so big, they're looking for seals and stuff. In Hawaii, the tiger shark, they eat like smaller fish, like this big, and turtles and sea lions, the size of humans, like more so than a great white shark. Great white sharks like tend to get seals, but sea lions like bigger prey. A tiger shark, I think they're way more dangerous than a great white. And I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm not going to go swimming in the morning or at night. I'm going to swim like after lunch for an hour or two, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You know, just get wet, just swim around, snorkel like this, dive down, get some rocks, get some coral. Ooh, yeah. The water's like 80 degrees. Rock and roll, everybody. Memorial Day. Cheers. Rock and roll.